Hustle hard, man, I'm here all night. I'm high park, thinking how the fuck I missed my flight. I could've been in LA, rubbing on some action cities, but I guess the trap wanted me to stay and count hundreds. 50 blocks stretch, my team will flex on anybody. Double up is my army, I'm starting to feel like Gotti, it's me. I got Tupac running through my body, Nas bumping in my tweeters, I'm in that state of mind. Ducking Jakes and my pops, knowing the disappointment in them would kill me alone, only if I got caught. Speaking of catching, my line shaking, gotta catch this next one. You talking verses, well I got the best ones, better go and check them. And did I mention, I'm charging extra, these lines are puto. I'm dropping gems, I like these rappers, man the lines are coolo. Back to this paper, waiting on my neighbors, they just moved away but come back to see me, cause I got them flavors. Hold up, nigga, I gotta fucking guys, fuck me a second, man.
Hi, and welcome to another section of Jeff the Master Barber. On this edition, we're gonna be doing a low fade with the eyebrows and the beard. First thing that I'm doing is brushing his hair. Usually the hair is all over the place. He's not gonna cut from the top, but we're gonna be using the balding. If you notice, look at the balding. See, if you're trying to open the lever, you see you're not gonna be grabbing nothing because it's just a piece of metal. So in this case, I use just the balding just to clean. Always leave the lever all the way closed, never open it. And if you don't have the balding, you can use the GTX. If you don't have the GTX, you could use that TL liner. If you don't have the TL liner, you could use the detailer, etc., etc. It's just the way that I do it is to maximize the time, to save time, and by putting this blade is twice the size of the GTX. So, and then with the magic clip being a bigger engine than the GTX, it will go through here quickly. Right now we're using the magic clip, and the magic clip, you could tell that it's the magic clip because when you open it, you can open it, and the amount of space of the tooth is very clearly, you know what I mean, compared to the balding. The machine, you need a machine to that has a lever. Not necessarily. If you know how to do combs, clippers of a comb, you don't necessarily have to have a clipper with lever. You could do it with a balding, or you know what I mean, or with any other clippers. But in order to get that nice blend in or whatever too, I recommend, you know, magic clip is a real good. If it's wireless, I recommend magic clip. As you could tell, I'm passing it. The balding did a line, and that bold. And what I did is, with the magic clip level semi-open, I took the line right away. So now I open the lever, and that's what I'm aiming right now, and I'm brushing, and now I'm using guard 1/8. You see that guard right there, and we're gonna semi-open the lever, and we're gonna pass it. We're gonna pass it in that area that I just pointed with the corners. That's what we're gonna be passing it. All right. If you want a wireless, cordless clipper, magic clip is one of the best for me in my book. If you want, see, we're still passing it there. That's what I'm pointing. If you want something with a clipper with a cord, there's a lot of them. To begin, for me, the senior and the senior 5-star are like legendary. The wall legend, pretty good clipper too. The Andy Fade Master only is a little heavy, but it's still good. But yeah, there you have the clippers. Right now we're using the level completely open, and I'm using it in that area that I just point. At times I'm gonna be holding the client's head because at times he moves a lot, so, and I don't want him to mess up my fade. As you can tell, we're still passing it. It may look like it's just one time pass it and that's it, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's more than that, than just passing it. And we got no clipper, no guards now, but now we jump into a guard number 2, and we're gonna pass it in that area that I just pointed right there. Okay, and then once we pass it, we're gonna pass it with the flow of the hair, how it goes down, and always brush it. You know what I mean? Like that. you gotta clean it. I mean, you gotta brush it, because what it does, the hair falls in place. You know what I mean? And you want to make sure to see if it already cut, or if it needs to be cut more. And when you do it like that, it definitely it shows you. Right there, you keep passing it that way. All right. Now we're using the Series 9. This electric shaver, you can see, is very well built, very good machine. And yeah, we're gonna pass it in that area down. Now when I use it in that area, I use that corner right there. I'm gonna use that corner only in that part right there. This is what I like about this electric shaver. You know what I mean? It's very flexible, so you don't have to use the whole machine in order to clean the area that you want. Because if you use the whole blade, it will make all the lines. It will touch the face. See, now I use the whole blade. See, it's all nice and flat, but I use it for that area right there. And those are very major tips. It's something very small, but it definitely makes the difference when you do this. And as you could tell, you know, this machine, you can find it in Best Buy, Amazon, eBay. Yeah, so you know, it costs, I've seen it from the most 300, the lowest like 240. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Every penny, guarantee. I definitely, I like how it shaves and everything. Right now we're doing the GTX. I made a video about how I calibrate and modify my trimmers. And so if you want to go to all my videos, you can see it. I did it in Spanish. I'm gonna be doing also in English, how I calibrate, or how I zero gap it, or what tool I use for it. But yeah, right now we're just passing it nice and, you know, gentle around there. Right now we're going to use guard number 2 again, and we're gonna pass it in that area. As you keep making it more detailed, the haircut, I mean the fades, and you clean all the lines and little things, and you really step back, and you start seeing that, okay, that area is still kind of bulky, and it needs to be done. And that's another tip. You really have to step out really quick and see it from different angles. Actually, always look at the mirror. The mirror never lies to let you know exactly if there's any lines and whatnot. Be always watching from every angle, and really, you know what I mean, don't just try to do a quick haircut because you want to make take care of the other client. Treat every client like giving them the best quality haircut, because eventually you want them to come back. That's the goal. It's better that them to come back, they pay you little, than pay you more and never come back. You understand what I'm saying? The goal is to keep them coming back for more. You know what I mean? Just like a fiend, just like a restaurant. They give you some good service, they give you some good food, they're gonna come back. But if you do a bad service, and no matter how good the food is, you're not gonna come back because of the service. And so you gotta keep that in mind, and have the latest tools. Invest in your craft. It's very important. Right now, you see, we did the balding. Now in this side, we're using the magic clip, and notice the level is semi-open, and I tackle right away. I tackle the line. I don't make like I try not to make another level, but it's gonna make another level. So you see, now I open it completely, and I'm gonna pass it in that area where I see the shadow. But I try not to go too high right away, because if I try to go and pass it in that area right away, it's just gonna erase. It's gonna erase it more. In that area, we're just probably gonna be using a 1/16 or a 1. In the meanwhile, I'm just trying to erase the line right there around that part. You see, I'm always brushing it, still brushing it. Make sure that everything is stay. You know what I mean? Like all the hair goes back to its place, and that way I see what I have to do. I'm using the corners of the clipper. By doing it like this, it allows you to pick only what you need. You know what I mean? At times when you're doing it, like right now, there's a bunch of lines and stuff and whatnot, but it's not how it starts, how it's finished. See, like I'm taking my time to make sure that every little thing is getting tackled, regardless of how it looks at the moment. Sooner or later, it's gonna come out fresh. This is not the final result. Eventually, you know what I mean? You have to keep pushing. You have to keep, you know, finding a solution. You know, you're not gonna leave them like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna use the corners, keep switching the level. See, I close the level now, then I go again. If I have to go a couple of times and do it again, so be it. You know what I mean? Now we jump into the with the 116 level close. Now I open it. Now I'm gonna use the corner. All right. Make sure always grab the ear. You see what I'm saying? So that way you'll be able to pass it in that area, in that section right there. All right. And yeah, so right now that's what we're doing. Make sure we're passing it in that area right there. Okay. We're using the magic clip. This clip is very good. I could do like two, 3 haircuts without charging it. And then you plug it in, and within maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, it's already fully charged. To replace the battery, you could do it, but to be honest, I'd rather just buy another clipper. It's cheap. To me, it's cheap. It's priceless. If you're a barber that have clients, it shouldn't be no issue to buy another one. We're using the technique scissors over comb just to show you. I use the oyster scissors. I know there's like a billion different scissors, but you use the one that makes you comfortable right now. And then we're using the big teeth of the combs to grab those dark spot or where there's longer hair. You see what I'm saying? And then we comb it, and now we're gonna use the electric shaver, the series, the burn series 9. We're gonna use the corner, right? This is what I want you to pay attention. We're gonna use it in that section right there. We're gonna use that corner, right? I'm gonna see if I explain it again in a sense that you could understand it. That's if you have this machine or any particular machine too. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to be this machine. And like I always say, just because I have this machine, that doesn't mean that you have to have this machine in order to do this haircut. And then the machine, my machine is the only machine. No, I never claim that I'm the best, but I do the best for my client. You know what I mean? I always put my 110% to do the best. And I never claim that my tools are the only tools. Nah, you could do all the tools. You could use whatever you have. Work with what you have. So yeah, right now we're using in the back the whole blade. All right, let me see if I think I explain it at this moment right here. I think I explain it. So yeah, we're passing it. As you could tell, we're gonna pass it. We continue passing it. All right, and see, flat, when I use it like that, the corner, you see how it's not touching, but when I use like that, it uses the whole blade. But when you use that corner right there, you see the other blade is not touching, but right there is touching. That's what I was saying. Now we're using the magic clip, and we're gonna use the semi-half, and we're gonna get those little corner. Now notice, from where I was talking earlier to where we at right now, sort of maybe 4 or 5 minutes ago. Look at how it's coming. See, it's definitely it's doing the blending is coming, and still working on it. Right now we're doing the box out. I always start my box out from the middle, and I always take little by little. You know what I mean? I don't go right away too much. You know what I mean? I go little by little. I just want to make sure it's done properly and right, and I don't push it back. Don't push it completely back just because the client has a collet or empty spot in the forehead. Don't push it back, so because then in 2 days, that or 2-3 days, it's gonna go back, and it's gonna look, you know what I mean, like wow, they push it back. So always maintain as much natural possible. You know what I mean? Try to visualize the shape of the box out of your client, and then always put your client in the position that you want to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? That you're gonna be comfortable. And then right here in this occasion, I put the face of the client nice and gentle to that section, and I start with the trimmer. You know what I mean? Passing it right there to get those long hair and whatnot. Then he got some hairs behind the ear that the shaver couldn't grab, or the other machine. So then we tackle it again. Then I see that I still need to perfect it right here. So I get the comb it down, and then, you know, tackle it. And then I see some hairs that are standing in there, so that's what I'm passing it in that motion, especially right where the box out is. Then we move to the back, and it's pretty much what we did on both sides. We're gonna erase the line that the balding did, so we're using the half of the magic clip, right? Then we close it, and then we're gonna go a little lower, maintain there until you see that the line is gone. But now we have the line that the half did, so now we're gonna get the guard number 1, or the 1/8, all right, and we're gonna pass it in that area where we see the shadow. Now we see that it's not grabbing that much. We're gonna go with the 1/16 level open, and we're gonna use the corner, because like I said, the corners we only grab what we see. Now I'm using the whole blade if I feel that it's safe to grab it right, okay, to grab the so in order to take that spot, those shadows. And yes, a lot of barbers out there, they have different ways to do fade. This is my way of doing my fade. For some of them it may be too much, for some of them they probably like it. The reason why I do this video is, like I always say, it's more in case if you don't if see something that you never did, and it seems like it's actually more quicker or more better or more comfortable, and you tried it and it definitely worked out for you, then that's why I do this video. Right now we jump into the guard number 1, and we're gonna pass it around in that area right there, okay, and we're gonna close a little by little right there, all right. And as you could tell, there you go, see, getting the corners, working with the corners and passing it from left to right. You see, remember, I know there's one thing that people ask me, it's like, Jeff, how you know sometimes I feel like the haircut doesn't come out the way that I want it? You gotta, it's there, because it's gonna, you inner self is gonna tell you, like, to push you to be that better. You want to be that good, so it's gonna push you, and until you don't do it, if the outside doesn't match with the inside, that's because probably you have to really listen to the deep voice in your mind, and you gotta still follow the solutions. You gotta still put out more work. You still gotta put more time. You gotta still acknowledge whatever it is, and put, you know, if it tells you, okay, yeah, just go a little lower, okay, you know, get the next clipper, okay, put the next guard, okay, you know what I mean? You gotta listen to that as is common, and it's not gonna happen right away. But if you start pay attention, and not only pay attention, but then put it into action, and start doing it, and really take your time, the results is gonna show off. Always brush it, because once you brush it, it's gonna show where it needs to be, go more down, because there's gonna be some dark spot, like in this part right here. That's what we're passing guard number 2, because I see it in that area where I'm exactly passing it. I see that it's still some like dark spot, but it's common. See, every little detail that you do, it works. See, now we're gonna use it flat like that, but then when we go in the bottom and the corners, so right here in the bottom, you're gonna use it completely, both blades of the whole machine. I'm using the Sony A7 III camera. I bought it like three days ago, and still don't know how to work it yet. I still gotta manage how to do the focusings, the settings, and whatnot. But until then, you know, like everything else, like you guys, some of you guys that are trying to learn, I'm learning as I'm going and trying it, and you know, seeing what's going on and doing research and whatnot. Whatchamacallit. So right now we're using pump it up, and the pump it up, is what it is a hairspray that really frees the hair in place, meaning if there's some hairs that are standing, in this occasion we brush his hair and there was some hair that it was still standing. So now when we put that and we put the blow dryer with the heat, what it's gonna do is gonna freeze the hair in place. It's gonna make it nice and flat, so that way if there's any hair left over standing, then we go with the clipper or with the trimmer, and we go from the back to the front to get those hair and get them all nice and flat and laid down. In the meanwhile, you know, make sure you keep passing the blow dryer a few inches from his head and move around. Don't leave it in the same place. And the brush, always, you know, brush the hair the way that it's supposed to. And then this is the technique that I was saying. Just use the magic clip from back to forward, and you're gonna see those little hairs. You see it from here, those hairs that are still standing. Those they don't they don't want to really bend in. So what you do is you cut them. You know what I mean? You make sure you pass that trimmer or clipper with the level completely closed, and make sure you have a good pulse. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for a while, so I pass it kind of quickly in a sense, but take your time, do it nice and slow. You know what I mean? And then right here, the hair is gonna come out a little bit. The hair more, some of the hair is gonna come out more forward. Then you retouch it. Then with the trimmer, you could do it the same way. If you don't have the trimmer, you could do it with the, with a clipper. You could do it with the trimmer like that. You know what I mean? Like, you could do the same thing. We have them laying now, and we're gonna use this shaving cream. Bump Pro is a medicated. What it is this cream. What it does, you add it, and it smells like winter fresh, and it act like the black mask. So it makes the face really nice and tight. So when you pass in the blade, even if it's sensitive skin or whatnot, it will not get irritated. It will protect it. And yes, you know, then when it dries, it makes you know, and not only when it dries, but like the pump it up, and especially in that area, it's gonna dry it up, and you're gonna see that white powder, like I always said, the dusty. And that white dust, I use it like a defense line to let me know, okay, don't push it more back, leave it right there. It's already touched that part. This is how I do my lines. Notice my left thumb always stretching the skin and also holding the combs and wiping whatever I just cut. And use both, you know, both hands. Try to work with both hands, you know what I mean? Because it definitely, it helps you. Two are better than one. And that's on everything. If you have it, if you have your hands, but work, you know, try to use both the best to your ability. And yeah, you know what I mean. We shaping it, we still shaping it. Notice I didn't use the trimmer to do the beard, but I'm using it. I already have a visual. I have an eye that I visualize how the line needs to be straight and whatnot. But also I stretch the skin. Notice how I stretch the skin, and notice how he's not bleeding, because first I go from up down, and then I shave from down up. All right, and not only that, that cream is actually really, I mean, that works like magic. You don't even have to put water, but if you want to put water, that's fine too. But all I'm saying is, it won't leave your skin irritated. The client is comfortable. You know what I mean? And you know, right when it dries, you see how the line is coming, the white line. That's what I like it, because I could see that, okay, it's coming sharp. I got already that part done right there. Also, follow the orders of what the client asks you. Some people would say, oh, I would have shaved that beard, or I would have made that beard a lot slimmer or whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, we probably could agree that maybe whatever, shave it or skinny or whatnot. But if the client asks me to do that beard the way that I've been doing it, since he told me to do it, excuse me, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Excuse me, that's what I'm gonna be doing. That's what I'm gonna, exactly what he asked me to do. Notice how my thumb always is behind the blade. So when I'm shaving, I'm doing something, shaving or trying to get that area, the left thumb is always holding this, or stretching the skin, so the skin doesn't move, so the blade glides a lot easier. And yeah, so make sure you follow the orders from your client. You know what I mean? He's the one that is paying paying you. So you know what I mean. Just pay attention. That's exactly what it means. If you want to get paid, pay attention. You understand what I'm saying? So, and yeah. So right now we're doing the eyebrows. We're doing that section right there. Okay. And we're passing it right there. When he got those piercing, be careful. Try to be as much careful. Now we're going to the other side, and it's gonna be the same scenario that we did in the other side, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's just shave from up, down. Always change the blade. One little section, that section right there, that took maybe a brand new blade. Then you probably have to change to another blade. But yeah, you know what I mean? Try to definitely. Then I'm shaving up, you see, from down up. Why? Because then he grabs all the hairs a lot better, smoother, and then it doesn't bleed. You know what I mean? When you shave all the way from the bottom quick, instead of going top, bottom, and then bottom up, if you do it just from the bottom right away, it's gonna bleed so much, and you don't want that. You know what I mean? It's not comfortable and whatnot. Right now we're using the magic clip, and we're using it with the level close, and what I'm doing is grooming it out, grooming every little hair. Maybe from this angle you cannot see it, but you know, we definitely the other little hairs that are standing and whatnot, we're going, you know what I mean? We boom, getting it right there. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing. Now we that we groom everything out, we got them sit down. The reason why I normally have them laying down, because it's more comfortable for me, because I'm not that tall, you know what I mean, my height and whatnot. But definitely I recommend you to whatever way you want to do it, as long as you do it comfortable, as long as the client is comfortable with that, do it that way. And like I said, I never clean them my way. It's the only way. So I only show how the way that I do it. But yeah, right now, see, I'm doing the final details. Make sure everything is coming together. And yeah, you see, like when and now you can see it better here. The shaving cream dried up so well that now when I'm passing a brand new blade on it and I do my final touches, it brings it out more sharp. Here I'm just same thing doing with the trimmer. If there's some little hair that's still taken out, you know, I shape it up. Look at the way how the beard looks. It's coming out. It's taking shape. You know what I mean? And this is him before the haircut. All right. And he comes every week. This time around, he said, you know, don't touch the top. Let the top. I'm gonna let the top grow. Just do the low fade, the beard, and the eyebrows. And as you saw, that's the way that I did it. Give it a try. If you starting, you know, just grab the clipper, pause, rewind it, and you know, try the best that you can do. You know what I mean? That imitate me or whatever. I hope it works for you, whoever it is. Thank you for all the 56,000 subscribers. And yeah, I definitely repeat myself a lot, just like I always said. I have at least almost 5,000 subscribers every 28 days subscribing. So definitely I gotta repeat myself so that way they're in the same page with the rest of all of us. So if you haven't subscribed, this is the moment to do it. And then hit the little bell so it keep you posted whenever I do a video or post a live streaming or whatever. But yeah, this is the final result. This is the after, and this is how it looks. You know what I mean? It's all love what you do, invest, do what other barbers don't do, and you should be all set, man. Just keep trying. All right. God bless. See you next time.